The seed of scarcity has been deeply planted and sown in the mind of humanity for thousands of years. And like a virus, it has infiltrated our system. It has infiltrated our software. It has infiltrated our consciousness. And now we are emerging out of this deep cycle of lack, of limitation, of survival, and into a new way of being. But this is a painful and deeply intense process to go through, this birthing process that we're all going through. We're having to erase these programs that have been running into the supercomputer of our subconscious mind. We're having to go within the body to look at all the ways in which we're holding contraction, tension, tightness, constriction, contraction, resistance, and having to essentially rewire our entire nervous system and ultimately remember who we truly are at the core, tapping into our true source of abundance, prosperity, and truth. Now, this is a process that I've personally gone through. This is a process that I'm still going through on many levels, but has taken me so deep within myself to look at all of my beliefs, all of my stories, all of my identities that have been so deeply rooted in scarcity, lack, and limitation. And going through this can feel like an arduous process. And that's exactly why I'm creating this video. I wanted to create this video because, number one, I can feel the collective right now and have always felt the collective. And these programs are trying to take over so that we are unable to rise into a higher vibrational state where we are expressing from our authentic soul self. And so in this video, I'm going to take you to the root of scarcity. I'm going to support you in giving you a very powerful process in which you can begin to transform scarcity into prosperity. And when I speak to prosperity, I am not just talking about finances. I am talking about your true nature. And so, if you're ready, let's dive into this one. Have you ever noticed that it doesn't matter how much you've achieved or how much money might be in your account or how much you've been loved, that there is a persistent voice underneath it all that says it's not enough? This is the voice of scarcity. And this is a voice that we all hear, right? And this is the voice that oftentimes loops unless we bring awareness to it to draw ourselves out of that not only mindset, but state of consciousness, because scarcity is not a mindset problem. Yes, we can maybe talk our way to prosperity and to feeling wealth, to abundance and all of these things, but it goes way beyond that. And that's what we're going to cover here in a little bit. This is not a discipline problem. This is an energy that is living inside of your body and your nervous system. And we have to first understand that, because if we don't understand that, then we're going to try the 5 secrets to, gaining prosperity or the XYZ steps to more abundance. That's fine. But there's so much more beneath the surface that's running your life. And we have to understand the depth of that in order to untangle ourselves from the web that we've gotten caught in. Now, before we get into all of that, it's important to understand the origins of scarcity programming. And there's 3 main origins. First is our survival biology. We have been wired to detect threat and danger, anticipating loss and preparing for the worst. Perhaps thousands of years ago, when we didn't have all of the modern day amenities of having a full roof over our head, feeling protected in our space, maybe not having enough food because there was no sort of mass agriculture as we see it today. all of these things would create this sense of fight or flight in our nervous system. And so this survival biology has been running through our DNA from generation to generation to generation. And this is a part of our state of consciousness as well, of where we've been, where most of humanity is now waking up from the slumber to realize that we are more than what we thought we were. And that's a different conversation that we're going to have in just a little while. But this survival biology has been so deeply wired into us where we haven't, and we've been stuck in this baseline state of tension, urgency, and, not feeling safe. And so as we begin to do this inner work, as we begin to rewire and recalibrate ourselves, we are moving out of survival and we are moving into a space in which we are thriving. Now, it takes time, it takes focus and energy in order to continue to remind ourselves and come back into our power and to the knowingness and gnosis of who we are. And through this, that survival biology begins to basically detangle. And we start to feel more energy, more vitality, more abundance, freedom, prosperity. And so now we go to the second layer. The second layer in the origins of scarcity programming is systematic conditioning. We live in a society and we live in a matrix that has been encoded with scarcity, lack, limiting programs. They run through our entertainment, through our music, through our movies. They run through our education system. They run through our political system. They run through our economic system. They run through all of these systems. And oftentimes it's very subtle and unconscious where you can't fully detect it until you begin to wake up to it. And from the day we're born into this world, we are essentially told that we're not enough, that there's not enough to go around. And so this creates this loop that not only we're repeating, but we're gathering this data from our parents. How many times as a child did you hear your parents say, we can't afford that. That's something that we can't afford right now. We don't have enough money for that, right? Even these subtle words, I can't afford that. We don't have enough money for that. These are so deeply layered into our subconscious mind and our nervous system, where then we begin to believe that there's not enough. And so we are looking at the outpicturing in our external world, the bank account and all of the different things that we have or don't have, and there is not enough. And so this is the virus that I was talking about earlier. And this is what we're overcoming, not only our biology, but this programming and conditioning. Then we go to the third layer, and this is our cultural ancestral inheritance, which very much moves back into one of survival biology, but these are specific patterns that have also been passed down through generation, shaping our entire culture and how we relate to our worth, our success, and so forth. And so our relationship to our own self-worth, our relationship to success, to money, to love, to all of these things, well, that is based on what we've been told, the beliefs, the stories that have been passed down through culture. And so now we're living in this soup of scarcity where essentially we feel like we're drowning. And from this place, we feel incredibly limited and far from feeling empowered. And so to take this another step deeper, we go into these 5 sort of areas of where scarcity shows up. Number 1, we can all relate to it, money. And what's the belief? I don't have enough. I know multimillionaires. I've coached multimillionaires who still deal with scarcity mindset, that they're feeling like everything is going to be taken away. But this is because they're rooted in an external sense of security and safety, which is always going to be an illusion. Unless it's created internally, anything external, like money, like our partner, or whatever it might be that we're attached to, this is a false sense of security and safety, because within a matter of a second, those things can disappear. And then where are we left unless we've built that internal sense of safety and security within us? And, this is one that I've very much dealt with for so much of my life, living in childhood, and just sort of sharing a very brief story. Being a child, seeing my parents fight about money, always having our needs met in the sense of having a roof over our head and food, but money was always an issue. And then when I was 10 and my parents got divorced, our house got repossessed. And fortunately for, my situation, my grandfather stepped in and bought us another house, but we were literally taken away from our house. And seeing how some of my, dad's businesses would just kind of churn and not really take root. And all of these different things that I experienced and saw firsthand was very much a part of my programming. And so always feeling like I didn't have enough. And what would that lead to then? Hoarding, or trying to hold on, or even the opposite of having really intense spending habits of buying things, trying to fill myself up, and then finding myself in debt. And then, just this ping pong effect. And this is so deep because there was an inherent belief that not only I don't have enough, but I'm not enough. And I'm sure perhaps on some level you can relate to this. And so this has been so many years of deconditioning and unlearning through my nervous system. And even time to time, it still shows up. But now I have like the awareness and have the ability to be able to shift that in real time. And that's what I'm going to show you here in just a little bit. And if I wish I had some of these tools early on. And then we come to love, right? As we look at these 5 faces in scarcity. So we come to money and we come to love. And the belief in the department of love is, what if I lose them, right? That's a scarcity thought. That's a lack thought. Now you're already orientating yourself in this way in which you're believing and telling yourself that, well, what if I lose them is a question that then, if that were to manifest and come true, would create a very low sense of self-worth. And then we come into time. I'm running out. So how many times have you said that to yourself, that there is not enough time? I'm running out of time. So this is again based in scarcity. Then we have the self. I'm not good enough, right? And this is like at the deepest core. I'm not good enough. We've all felt this. And this has very much been shown through our sense of inadequacy and how we relate to all of these things. Then we go into our vocation. I'm behind, right? We're comparing ourselves to everybody else, that they have more than I do, right? And then this just reinforces the inadequacy. And so all of these things are all, things that we say to ourselves. And it's something that we repeat on a loop. And this is where we get caught in the scarcity loop, right? And in the scarcity loop, there is fear-based thoughts, right? Fear-based thinking. And from that fear-based thinking, we move into this deep contraction and resistance in the body where we're holding this energy, where, we find out that we only have a few dollars in our bank account. What happens automatically? We go into fear. We start looping. And then the body contracts and we start feeling all of this anxiety flooding through us, all of this cortisol. And then from there, we move into misaligned or reactive action, where we take action and think, okay, I got to do more in order to achieve more, or earn more. I got to do. This is something that I also suffered from for so long, of just getting just pummeled by this thought that I need to do more, produce more, perform more in order to have more. But that couldn't be more backwards. That actually creates a very dissonant, disharmonious frequency field that is being emitted. And it's very much rooted in that lack and scarcity, which is just being projected out and recreating the same experiences over and over again, where we experience limited results. Nothing really ever comes from that. You can use your willpower all you want. You can do as much as you want, but it is not the most efficient way, and you end up burning out and being extremely dysregulated. I can speak to that from experience of experiencing burnout on multiple occasions. And so this is definitely not the way. And then from those limited results, we reinforce our belief in scarcity. When nothing's really happening and appearing in the external world, now we're back into that mindset of scarcity. And so it is just looping and looping and looping. And this becomes then our identity. And from that identity, we start to reinforce these specific behaviors. We're gripping onto life instead of trusting. We're forcing instead of flowing. We're settling instead of expanding. We're holding back instead of fully expressing. All of this is coming from this loop of scarcity that's running within us. Now, the root of this all, we talked about the biology, we talked about the systematic conditioning, we talked about the cultural inheritance and all of that. This is all buried so deeply in our consciousness and our nervous system, which are deeply intertwined and connected. Okay. And so, as I mentioned before, what do we try to do? Most people try to fix the external world. They try to fix what they see. They try to fix their bank account. They try to fix their relationship. They try to fix whatever it might be. They try to fix their circumstances by doing more, pushing harder, and chasing external results. Can you relate to this? I definitely can. And then the mindset becomes, I need to hustle more. I need to figure this out. I need to get ahead. But all of this is backwards. This is actually going to keep you stuck. It's going to keep you trapped in the hamster wheel, where you're just spinning in the same cycles over and over and over again, where you're trying to change the effect without ever addressing the cause. So there is the cause, there is the effect. Most of us are chasing the effect, which is our external reality, anything that is outside of us. When it's truly our internal world that is controlling our external state, is dictating how we perceive, feel, and experience reality. As within, so without. It's the core principle, core law of hermetics, the law of correspondence. As within, so without. Everything is created from the inside out. And therefore, we must address the cause, which is our consciousness, which is our nervous system, right? And your consciousness is this web of thoughts, of beliefs, of your emotional state combined with your nervous system. And your nervous system is deeply electric, energetic. And all of this is sending a signal out into the field, broadcasting a specific frequency band. And when you are locked in survival and fear and limitation and scarcity and lack and doubt and worry, all of this is essentially like a beacon that is beeping with these very low vibrational signals, and therefore creating an experience in which this is showing up as not enoughness and not enough money, not enough love, not enough time, not enough whatever it might be. And it's repeating until we actually go within to rewire and recode the hardware, the software system that's been running on autopilot for so long. And your nervous system is the determination on how scarce you feel, how fearful you feel, or how safe you feel, how trusting you feel, right? And this determines everything. And because it is the command center of your reality. Now, if you want to watch another video, you can go to that video. Your nervous system is your nervous system is controlling your reality. That video, I go deeper into the nervous system and the science, the metaphysics of it. Okay, so now that we understand, we have a really deep understanding of what has been taking place. This essentially this war on all fronts, this battle within us that has been keeping us locked in this state where we don't feel like we're enough, we have enough, or we are in this state of scarcity. So what's the opposite of this? What's the opposite state? The opposite state is prosperity. Now, prosperity, yes, when we think about it, it immediately we attribute it to money. And yes, we can loop money into the conversation of prosperity, and we will. But prosperity is a state of being. It is a state of all sufficiency. It's a state of all supply. It's a felt sense that you are enough and that there is enough. It's an experience of internal and eternal fullness and abundance. It's a regulated nervous system. It's a deep trust in yourself and in life itself. This is the core essence of prosperity. And the paradigm shift that we move from when we're moving from survival into thriving, and the paradigm shift that we're moving from scarcity to prosperity is, what can I get, to I already am. So we're not trying to get anything from the outside. We are self-sourcing from the inside, knowing that we are already abundance. We are already prosperous. It is who we are. We are not separate from it. The power and presence of God, Great Spirit, Creator, that lives within us. We are it. And when we start to realize this, we move from this state of scarcity into unlimited prosperity, knowing that we will have everything we need when we need it at the exact right time. That is the deepest layers of trust that is instilled in us when we move and shift our state. And we look around, we look at the abundance of this earth, Pachamama, of Gaia, and the beautiful, ever flowing, abundant energy that comes from her and her waters and her lands. All of this is a part of us because we are the elements. We are nature. There is no separation. And we can truly feel into this. I tell you right now that the blessings, the miracles, the magic, the possibilities, the opportunities, the resources that will naturally flow your way with effortless ease is beyond words. And when prosperity opens internally, our creativity expands, relationships deepen, and yes, money naturally flows because we are creating the safety and the capacity to receive, which is the yin, the feminine quality. We have oppressed the feminine within ourselves. And when we begin to liberate the feminine principle, receptivity, allowance, openness, intuition, creativity, and we can trust and surrender into the void, this is when prosperity truly opens in your life. But we must reclaim the feminine back into our internal landscape and combine this with a powerful, strong, integrated, grounded, clear masculine that can create the systems and structures to hold the feminine, to hold the prosperity, and not just hold it, but steward it, to give back, to take what the feminine is giving the masculine and be able to then share it with the world through your gifts, through your love, through your joy, through your money, through your purpose. And so we're making this full pivot. We're making this pivot from grasping to allowing, proving to expressing, fearing into trusting, and ultimately from lack into sufficiency, scarcity into prosperity. These are the pivot. And so now, as we have wrapped up this portion, I want to take you into a practice. And for me, the breath has been the ultimate master tool to support me in not only regulating and rewiring my nervous system, but truly bringing me into a state of all sufficiency, into a state of abundance, into a state of prosperity, into a state of freedom. And really, it is your breath that creates your reality, because through your breath, you are shifting your internal vibrational state. You are shifting your frequency. You are shifting your nervous system. You are shifting your consciousness. And as you do that, you are seeding in new codes. You are planting these beautiful flowers of abundance that begin to bloom. So we are really creating our reality in this present moment in real time by shifting and changing and transforming our state from the inside out. And the breath is the most powerful tool for this. So what I want to do now is go into a short 10 to 12 minute breathwork practice. And you can come back to this anytime you desire to really bring forth that level of abundance and prosperity within you. And I want you to feel into this right now before we jump in. And just putting a hand on the heart, taking a deep breath in and exhale. Do that again, breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and fully letting go. And as we move into today's practice, really holding the intention, the affirmation, the invocation, the prayer that I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Now, those words, maybe there's some resistance happening in the mind, but I want you to breathe those words into your body, into your cells, into your nervous system, into all of your atoms as we embark on this practice. I am enough. We'll see you on the other side. Taking this moment to drop into the space, getting comfortable, getting cozy as you align with your breath. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling all the way out. To manifest the life you want, you must first come into alignment within yourself, balancing and harmonizing your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, actions, words, and breath. By becoming the embodiment of what you seek on the inside, you allow for the effortless flow of your desires to find you on the outside. In a few moments, we're going to begin breathing in and out to a 4/4 rhythm. 3, 2, 1. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. That's it. Knowing that with every breath, you are exactly where you need to be. There's nothing missing. There's nothing broken. There's nothing to change. There is nothing to force, prove, or chase. All that you need is within you and can be fully accessed in this present moment. Whatever you desire, become it. Whatever you want, feel it. You are not just a body. You are not just a mind. You are a vessel, a channel of infinite creative wisdom. Every inhale is a remembrance. Every exhale is a return. Breathing in your true essence. Breathing out resistance. Breathing in trust. Breathing out control. Breathing in alignment. Breathing out anything that stands in your way. Let's go. count. In 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale. Let it rise all the way up. Feel the spiral of life force energy carry all the way up to your crown. And slowly exhale it back down. Letting out all the air, holding at the bottom. And in 3, 2, 1, deep inhale. Hold it. Squeeze it. Feel it rise up. And let it all go. Release it. As you come back to your natural breath, to your natural rhythm, sending you positive energy on the journey ahead. Peace. I trust that you had a beautiful breath practice, and this has now supported you to really create those internal shifts, for you to live into the depth of your true nature, of your core essence, as the emanation of prosperity, blessing this world with your gifts, with your talents, with your joy, with your wisdom, with your love, all in service to a greater purpose of awakening this planet, of sharing your full, authentic soul expression in all of the ways that light you up, that excite you, so that we can truly create that ripple effect of transformation, not only in our own lives, but in the world and on this planet. So if this resonated with you today, I invite you to share this with a friend, a family member, someone that could benefit from this practice. I invite you to like this, to comment below, to subscribe to the channel if it feels good. Many more videos coming your way. And if you truly want to do this work and deepen this work, I have a space for that. And that is my Mastery Collective, which is a global growing community of beautiful spiritual seekers, explorers of consciousness, heart-led leaders, change makers, visionaries, light workers, people really, truly doing this beautiful work of self-mastery in service to evolving evolution, both personally and planetarily, and ultimately creating a life of prosperity, abundance, freedom. And so if you want to dive in, the space is open. You can join. The link is below. And it's a way for you to come in and join a really powerful and transformative community. And together we are changing the world one breath at a time. All right, guys. Till next time, sending you positive energy. Much love. Peace.